What's going on, everybody? Tenor here, Tenor Talk, where we speak truth and from the heart. Always, it is Thursday. What's the date today? I don't even know. The 13th, Thursday the 13th. And we've got a great show here, Healing the World, episode 3. We've got Miss Sophia in the wings. I'm putting the chat on. We just want to make sure everyone can hear us. So if you're watching on YouTube, I've got that chat live here. Let's get a 5x5, please. And I will go and check Rumble right now and make sure we are live on YouTube. Okay, I hear that there. So Rumble sounds good. Let's just we'll check YouTube and wait till we get a 5x5 over here. And dun, da, da, da. How's everybody doing today? That looks live. Okay, that looks live. What's going on? Let me bring in Miss Sophia. Miss Sophia Eric, my partner in healing crime. What's going on, lady?
Oh, healing crime. Those are two words that do not go together.
I know, right? But you know what I mean?
I'm great.
Me,
Thank you.
I'm a little controversial, and it doesn't matter, and I don't care. I just talk, and that's what I do. What's going on, lady? We got to have a little fun show today. I heard your mom might be coming on.
Yes. Yeah. I was just going to say, speaking of crime, we're actually still, we're still dealing with that. So it's very appropriate. It's just like hearing those two words is like, oh my God, let's just eliminate the crime. And then we just have healing. That would be awesome.
Healing is good, and we have the good news is there that Mr. Robert Kennedy is throwing his hat in the presidential race. If you're kind of in this show and in this movie and this movement, you know what's going on. It's very, very exciting because it's not about Democrat and Republican. It's just about unity and the truth. And I actually love the fact that Mr. Robert Kennedy, coming from such an epic family, that's been a big part of the truth movement and everything, is throwing his hat in. So I'm actually really excited about that. I know you are.
I really am. I mean, I think about his legacy and what he has had to endure. He experienced his father being assassinated when he was 9. His uncle, his father when he was 14, and to get to the point where he is now having endured all of that and stepping up to be a presidential candidate is just mind blowing. What a man to have walked the path he's walked and then be this strong and step up for us. And that's literally what he's doing. He's stepping up for us. He's throwing his hat in the ring to help the way he can, help us the way he can, bring, make America prosperous again. Like, don't we all want that? Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah. So it's good. There's good people. There's good people fighting there on both sides. There shouldn't be sides and everything. And we're going to learn about that. That's when you can see how this movie ends. It's pretty cool. But at any rate, for just how it normally happens in the world, to have a Kennedy over here and to have Trump and what he did, it's like I just see nothing but great stuff all over the place kind of coming together. It's pretty interesting when you can see something's going to happen for the first time very differently. It's pretty exciting to just kind of watch this unfold, kind of knowing how I think this is going to unfold. It's pretty cool.
I mean, speaking of healing, he is probably one of the only candidates, because we have some exciting candidates in the Republican Party as well. Who cares about parties? I'm just saying. But he is probably the only candidate that is bringing the topic of health, healing, the whole medical industry onto the table as an actual topic with facts and figures and data and statistics and real proof of what status quo is. And there's nobody, he's been so vocal about this, and this has nothing to do with politics. And what I also love is he's not a politician.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
Very, very fascinating.
It's really cool. We're going to actually do a whole show on that because you're getting involved in a big way on the campaign team, which I should say here for people to look out for Mr. Kennedy. It's pretty interesting, and I want to throw my hat in a little bit of that as well, because what are you talking about, Tony? You're driving around in a vehicle, going to Trump rallies, you got Trump on it, and now you're backing Kennedy. Yeah, because I back the truth. And I don't care where it comes from, and I don't care how it has to come together. It exactly goes with what I stand for, and I'm so excited that he's throwing his hat in the ring. So we'll do a show on that, and people should look for that. And they very, very, very much should make sure that they're connected with me for those shows, because I do that stuff. And They can find me right there at TenorTalk.com. Right on the homepage is all of my social media. If you hear, chances are you're already following. But at any rate, we've got some really good stuff happening here, and we actually have a testimonial, possibly two. And it can't get any more closer to our healing family than your very own mother. So I'd like you to set that up, and I'd like for her to come in right away and speak about this amazing, breathtaking, beautiful thing that only this device can help us pull off. And it's so beautiful. And I was there during a crisis time during all of this. So I watched a lot of this unfold. I was a part of your family there for a week, and I watched tensions and things like that. And I was like, why, and even in my head, I'm like, why is she not using the Healy in her own atmosphere, and you, because you're so busy, and you finally did that, and major breathtaking changes that can only happen with this device in a matter of 2 weeks versus what other remedies did we have for things like this? Going to a therapist that doesn't know or care who you are for a decade and they never fix anything. Not poo-pooing all therapists, but what were the remedies before what you're about to tell us about? So please set this up, because this is mind-blowing and breathtaking, and I know for a fact that this happened in less than 2 weeks because I was a part of your meltdown 2 weeks ago. So this is why God wants us to tell this story. He wants us to tell the truth and the facts and from the heart. So I'll shut up, as excited as I am, and I'll let you take the floor, and then let me know when you want me to bring your mother in.
Okay, well, I just wanted to, everybody who's new here and is trying to figure out what we're actually talking about. What we're really describing here in my humble opinion, the future of medicine is actually here, and we don't. It's actually been coined, not by us, the med bed for your pocket. So what we're introducing is a device that will do a root cause analysis, and this is so unique because you can do this remotely, and you can do this with somebody next to you. You can do it as a non-professional doctor, therapist, trained physician. And this amazing device scans the body in real time, providing a detailed report of your health and well-being. So on a physical, a mental, emotional, and on a soul level. And it will actually read into even the subconscious blocks that are in place and left over from either, ancestral baggage, any traumatic baggage that you've collected in this life, that is causing for a block in the system. Same way you go to a chiropractor that, fixes something that is blocked in your spine or in your body somewhere. We have those blocks on a subconscious level and in our emotional and mental field that can cause actual physical ailments. So even if you think you have a physical symptom, the cause might not be physical. It might be in the non-physical. So this device is able to, in real time, scan that and suggest programs to rebalance you so you can get back into a healthy state with the help of frequency. So frequency healing is coming back to the US. It was here already. In Europe, it's common. That's why it's medically licensed and being used all over the place by physicians. We're connected to a network of about 10,000 therapists and 1,000 doctors that we're directly connected to and working with. And so this is real. This is helping people all over the world already. And it's sadly very, very new to America because I can see how many people are in need of help and don't know where to get it. So you're lucky if you're tuned in now to this show, you're new, or you're just watching it as a replay. All I can say is congratulations, and this is no coincidence because there's a reason you are seeing this. You are one of those people who are coming to this in its early stages. So this is already spreading everywhere as information. Old healing technologies coming back. And so the more you dig into this, the more you'll discover how intelligent this device is. And I'm not going to go into the details of quantum physics and everything. There's enough out there about that, and we can always go into that in detail. If you have questions, please send us an email, but I'll just leave it at that. And Stephen, if you'd love to bring in my mom, let's talk to her. Let's hear her talk about what she thinks.
I would love to, and I wanted to be here.
There she
Hello,
is.
Miss Anna.
Hey,
What's going on?
Oh, it's really great. It's the first day of summer. Just after yesterday, it's still being winter, so that's kind of exciting.
You see, I'm taking advantage of that. I'm only 2 hours south of you guys in the Ulster County, the Kingston area, and I decided to set the table up outside because it's just absolutely magnificent today.
I
Yeah,
noticed you were outside. That's pretty
yeah.
good.
We're in New York here. Sophia and her mother Anna are in the Adirondacks, and thank you again. While we're here on when I first got back from my world tour, well, I won't say world, my United States tour for Truth. I came back, and a week later, you opened up your home, and me and Sophia were getting some ideas together for the future of this beautiful device and a game plan of how we're going to get it to people. So thank you for opening up your home. We had a beautiful time, and then the trip back with a few of our patriots at the B&B there. So if you folks are looking to go to the Adirondacks, you can send an email here too as well. Sophia's mom manages some beautiful B&Bs up in the Adirondacks, so be happy to, and she's an amazing host. So thank you for hosting me. But I'm so glad that I can be a part of this. I'm actually right in the middle on the video too. I don't even know how to plan that. I'm lucky I know how to work the studio, and I can actually see it without my reading glasses since the Healy's helping my vision come back. The glasses are over here, but you notice I'm not putting them on, everybody, because this is helping. So it's amazing. I got to be a part of sort of like a meltdown. We're truthful here, and this is amazing that you're coming on and sharing what this device is doing to basically bring the two of you together. It's like it's unheard of. I could cry because this is what the world needs. We're all fucked up mentally, right? Especially everything that's gone on in the last couple of years and is still going on, and there's so much tension in the home with so many reasons, whatever, being poisoned by foods and being on drugs for depression, whatever. I'm not saying that's you ladies, but we've got all of this going on. And that's why this device was mainly, it came together. This is what this device is mainly recognized for, to get rid of the stress, the anxiety, depression, chronic pain. And most of these things come from the mind. It's the mind that almost talks you into having disease, and it creates it because the mind takes over the body, and then it's drawing energy from the organs, and it's a whole breakdown system. It's a beautiful plan that the devil put together, and this device is helping that first up here, because I believe if you don't fix first up here, or you're not willing to look at certain things and get this in order, this can't get in order. I mean, it can, and I'm going to have a story too that we're following with my dad. I was with my dad today, and I was running, direct current on him with the Mag Healy, which I'm treating my atmosphere right now, everyone, with the Mag Healy with energy clearing. But I ran this direct on him on joint, on his shoulder, on top of the electrodes on the Healy with the pain thing. What this thing is mainly known for, pain and depression and anxiety, right? And mental illness. So we have to fix up here. It will work for their physical. It will work, and it does work. But if you're clearing this out first, and that's what we're doing with a lot of our folks, our family that get this device, we're like, start running the gold program, right, Sophia? Start
Yeah.
clearing the mind, start getting pure, release, being, get this in shape, because it's only going to expedite what this thing can do with the rest. And these are facts. And the fact that I was there and I saw some of the tension, and then I was there when your world was on fire a week or two ago, and you're like, and then you started to really implement this within your own family, right, with you and your mom, and now you have the story. That's because God is guiding this whole thing. We're supposed to tell these stories because they're real. So I'm glad today we have a couple of beautiful stories. Hopefully Ginger can come in really quick and talk about the whole physical aspect of her whole world changing. So I hope she fixed her thing. But anyway, I wanted to introduce, I had no idea what I was going to say because the Holy Spirit is flowing right now, because this is what is supposed to be happening, and this is what people are supposed to be hearing, and this is what people are supposed to be getting involved with to change their lives. It's that simple. Take it away, ladies.
Well, this was spontaneous. I told you a couple of minutes before the show that it would be awesome if you could actually come on today and speak, and you're actually here downstairs. So I think, I don't know what you think, but what we could, we have several things we can talk about. So one thing is like, we love each other and we're really happy as a family. So I want to say that, like, I think we really truly feel a deep connection with each other. There are things that I think are rooted in trauma, topics we have on both sides that cause us to, love each other, but at the same time have this friction that hurt us. And so it causes us to be very reactive with each other sometimes while we're trying not to be reactive. And it causes for um, friction, which takes away energy from being actually just able to live a normal, harmonious togetherness, to live a normal, harmonious life. And so you'll say things that trigger me, I'll say things that trigger you, and then we get triggered, and then we get reactive, and then we're sad. And so it's like this all tangled up mess sometimes that we have while we're keeping our composure, but sometimes not so. So we've really done a good job, I think, of keeping our composure as much as we could, but there's been a lot of hurt just under the surface on trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And we've had our times where we had less communication. Now I'm in the States. Now we're living together. I'm moving out soon, and I know that also causes for pain because of the separation. And so I think when I came back, you bought the professional Healy about, what was it, 2 years ago, maybe, when I bought it
Yep.
actually. Then you stopped. You were busy with stuff. You stopped using it. Then I came back, and then the tension got strong again because we're literally like on top of each other. And so you're 24/7 together with your energy fields, and you can't get away from each other. You're either, this is it, like, you figure this out, or what, like, run into the woods, like we're in the Adirondacks, that's all you can do here. So you have to figure it out. And we're like, well, we have a Healy. And so you're working with your Healy, I'm working with my Healy. And I feel like recently, maybe also through this whole activity with Stephen, where we've really been consciously working with we're working with the Healy more consciously. We had these calls with Ken Close, you watched them. We've been just more consciously working with the Healy. So you have a remarkable story with your two sisters who are not in such a good state. Maybe you want to talk about that before we talk about us.
Absolutely. Sure. I'll just introduce myself. I'm Anna. I am 70, feeling young at heart. I'm physically in very good shape. And the issue that I think we want to talk about today is the aspect of healing on a mental level with the help of Healy. So I just want to give a little bit of my background, if that's okay with you. I grew up in a family. It was actually a diplomatic family, which, and this sometimes happens in diplomatic families, where there was a lot of mental health issues. So my grandmother had mental health issues. Two of my sisters had mental health issues. So I was growing up surrounded by mental health issues. I don't know what was going on with my mother and father, but I had two sisters that were definitely, they went through the mental health system, which unfortunately at the time, they really had no idea what they were doing. They were just trying everything out. It was almost like MK Ultra, what they were doing with my sisters, with all kinds of electric shocks and God knows what. So I grew up and I worked as a teacher for a long time. And then I decided to get into mental health. So I became an occupational therapist in mental health. So I went very deeply in my studies. It was a 3-year study. I went very deeply into healing. I looked into the 12-step programs. It's not just for alcoholism, but it's for really any kind of addiction, whether it's codependency addiction, whether it's, work addiction. And then I started working in this job. So I worked for 10 years in mental health with mostly young people that were in their first mental breakdown. Um, and I was in the system. So I didn't know about Healy. I mean, it didn't exist yet. Um, and the normal system is basically, well, my teacher said it very clearly. My psychiatry teacher, he said, we have no idea what mental health is. All we know is the symptoms and the drugs that we can give for the symptoms. And then there are side effects, and we learn about the drugs that can counteract the side effects of these drugs. And I was witnessing older people also that were falling apart, um, dying because of long-term drugs. I mean, these drugs are phenomenally intense. So, as I say, I had these two sisters that had a meltdown around the age of 18, which is typical for mental health. You know, it often happens. Things break open at 18. I'm going to talk about other times that things break open, but for them it was that age, and they've been struggling with this their whole lives. One of those sisters died. The second one is now in a nursing home, and so parallel, as you say, I have this Healy, and I have been okay because of my childhood. I had to kind of fight to be heard. So I had 4 older sisters, and I found myself trying to be heard. So I would do anything to be heard. I would throw tantrums to be heard. I would be the family clown to be heard. I would try to be, do all these amazing things as a child and get, fantastic grades and work on projects, since my father was he was a foreign service officer. And so I got very interested in politics and in activism. And I was just trying to prove myself the whole time. And this carried through my whole life, that I felt like I had to do something to be accepted or to be loved. And I went on like this. And I was vaguely aware that I had my own addiction problems, addiction to work, to be, to be accepted and to help people. I think I had a full-blown, what's called a helper syndrome. A lot of nurses have helper syndrome. They feel like they have to help in order to be worth anything, worthy of being loved or being accepted. And that's a whole story in itself. Nurses, and so many nurses, are overweight because they're just pushing themselves without taking care of themselves. So I started working with the Healy with a sister that's in a nursing home. Last October, she broke her ankle. I mean, she's got a lot of issues anyway, but she broke her ankle and she basically became bedridden. She didn't want to get up anymore. They were reporting from the nursing home that she wasn't able to remember names or numbers anymore. She was forgetting everything, and she used to have a really good memory.
Didn't they diagnose her? You weren't in accordance, but didn't they diagnose her with
dementia?
Yeah, and you said that's not. I can't believe that's happening.
All of a sudden, she had dementia, and so since October till
2 weeks ago,
let's see, March.
Oh yeah,
till the end of March, she was or middle of March, she was basically bedridden, and we thought, well, this is it. She's going to die. She's giving up.
Mm-hmm.
She isn't motivated to get out of bed anymore. Everything hurts. So I started working intensely with the Healy with her. And 3 days after I started with the Healy, she called me up and she says, "Hey, you used to have those German spring songs. Could you send them to me so that I can start singing again?" Okay. So I started, and I got, they reported from the nursing home that she was starting to get up. All of a sudden, she was sitting in a chair as opposed to whatever it was, 6 months lying flat in her bed and not wanting
And
to.
she was calling you in the mornings?
She was calling me, and she was getting, she was starting to write letters again. She was starting to get involved in the things that she just stopped being involved with. So that was going on with her. And in the meantime, I had been going through the past year, I guess, also since October, actually. I've been going through a lot of emotional situations, and not connected with you, but on a private level, I guess you could say a relationship level. And what happened with that relationship was okay, I was talking about 18. 18 is a time where certain things can break open. And I've been hearing a lot of people that break open at the the later part in their life, like whatever, 60s, 70s, 80s even. Um, when I say break open, you've been talking about this subconscious, and there's all this trauma from the past that we have maybe successfully suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we haven't even known about it. So in this relationship that I had, which ended after you came, um, I basically realized that I have no idea what self-love is. I had never learned it. I'd never, all I knew was you have to perform. You have to,
Yeah,
give
you have to
things
give.
for people, do
Yeah,
things for people.
you
What?
have to give.
Yes, you have to give and give and give. And I started realizing I'm really sad. I'm really angry. I started doing, it was a couple of wonderful therapists that I heard about that I started working with. I was working with online with this lady. She calls herself the crappy childhood fairy. And she gives these exercises where you start by writing. So you wake up in the morning, and let's say you have a bad feeling. You start writing down what you're angry about and what you're afraid of and what you're sad about. And so I started doing that, and everything kind of started to come out more and more intensely.
Yeah, it was getting more and more intense between us too. Like I could feel like, and I couldn't really, I wasn't really, I don't think I was able to understand it, and I was getting very reactive, I think, towards everything that was happening, and I felt like I didn't know how to deal with it. I felt overwhelmed, by what was going on with
Yeah, you were needing a mother. You weren't needing some old lady having a life crisis while you're trying to recover from your experiences that you've come out of yourself. So here I was, falling apart. You were talking about triggers, I think, you used that word. Uh, I just wanted to quote something here from Teal Swan
Hmm.
that I heard the other day. She said, "A trigger is actually an emotional flashback." So, flashing back maybe to our childhood, an emotional flashback, bringing our attention to something unresolved, maybe out of our childhood. Healing is going back into that experience, into that trauma, and into that pain. And then she said one more thing, mental illness is not what is wrong with you, but what happened to you. Our illness is actually nothing but an adaptation that once benefited us, but now we can let go of it. So when she had a whole talk about that subject. So what happened to me is this feeling got more and more intense, and finally, and I told this to you, I said I just can't stand it anymore. And I think what I did was I slipped into just a full-blown depression. Depression, shame, guilt, all these things that are low down on the spectrum of vibrations, low vibrations. And then I started working even more intensely on, I started thinking about, I'm helping other people, but what about helping myself with Healy? So, and Healy is very nice because it will tell you, if you use the right programs, it'll tell you what is needed. So things were popping up on Healy. It was saying joy in life. It was saying acute exhaustion. It was saying release, pure has been going on now for 2 weeks. It's just, top of the list that I have to run pure. So anyway, I was just the other day, I was working on this, and then just the other day I was in a situation where I couldn't do anything because I was waiting for my car to be repaired. So I was sitting in the garage. It was a 3-hour job. So I was sitting there and I was doing my taxes, which have to be done now at this time of the year. And I suddenly realized that that something was releasing, that something something was lifting off, and that I was able to start feeling again. And then I started thinking about you, and I was thinking about, all the trauma that we've been, not trauma, but, the drama that we have been experiencing, which Stephen talked about, which he probably picked up on when he was here, even though it wasn't really as acute yet. So, and then in the last session, when you and Steve were talking last Tuesday, today's Thursday, you mentioned that, I told you that I loved you probably the second time in your entire life. Hopefully it wasn't the same. Hopefully I didn't only say it twice in your life, but anyway.
No, I didn't say the second time. I just said it's a rare case.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned 2, but anyway, okay. So, so this Healy has the potential. Well, for me, it's not, I don't have to deal with physical problems, even though I do have one physical problem I want to talk about. I have a thyroid issue, which a lot of women have. I have Hashimoto, which is a autoimmune disease.
You're like, I have no physical issues. I'm fine. I have Hashimoto. I have an autoimmune disease, which basically means my immune system goes against me. I'm taking heavy drugs for it, but otherwise I'm fine. Great. But you did. But you did go and you got your blood yesterday done. Why?
Okay. But when I say I'm fine, I don't have any artificial joints. I function. I just have this thing which is under control with
pharmaceutical drugs.
Hormone.
Yeah.
Hormone. Actually, no. Hormone therapy. I was very careful to take organic
hormones.
Yes, organic hormones. Actually, they're hormones taken from a organically grown pig. Anyway, whatever you want to say about that.
Okay, this is where I step in. So we got the mental thing going on. You ladies are coming together. I see that. That's nice. Now, hopefully, your mother's going to take her own advice and she's going to get now into the Healy and incorporate some physical so she can get off of those pharmaceutical and pig shit. And I just heard some pig shit, so I don't know what's going on. But hey, that stuff. So hopefully the next thing in a week or two we'll hear about is that you're now off of, like, pig's blood. I think they eat that in Ireland, like pig's blood, right? I think it's like bacon or some crazy shit. But anyway, I didn't know
No,
it worked for
it's
hormones.
pig hormones.
But
It's pig thyroid hormones. Okay.
But what are you doing? Or is your plan come together to scan, to treat? Because I know there's thyroid, now there's all kinds of really beautiful stuff in the Healy that I'm
Well,
positive that's going to help with that. So are you working on that plan with Sophia when we get off the chat
yes,
tonight?
yes.
Okay, good. I
Now,
just had to come in,
thyroid.
crash, boom, come in here. All right, cool. Okay,
Well, no,
resume.
she did blood work. You did blood. You went to the
Okay, I'm
doctor.
going to explain.
Okay.
Explain. So I've been taking these hormones, which keeps things under control. So it hasn't been showing up on Healy, but I've been feeling this inner pressure. Now, when your thyroid is overworking, you're like under this incredible, almost explosive pressure. And when it's underworking, you don't have any energy at all. So what I've been feeling is the pressure has been mounting from the amount of thyroid medicine that I'm taking. So today, I didn't take any at all, and I haven't had that feeling of pressure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I hadn't told you yet.
And so you're dancing like Trump.
So I am going to I'm going to do this whole thing with scanning my blood. I don't normally do anything pharmaceutical, but I do go to the doctor to get blood tests because they do show you what's physically going on.
It's going to be exciting because you're going to have from the doctor, you're going to have actual data, and we're going to see what it says in terms of how long have you been taking these hormones?
Many years.
How many?
Like maybe 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what comes back. I don't know how long. What did they say?
Now,
2 weeks?
the thing with the thyroid and Hashimoto is the thyroid. Well, first of all, it's connected to your voice, and often Hashimoto breaks out if you haven't been able to express yourself through your voice enough. You swallow down insults, you swallow down, all these different negative things instead of saying, leave me alone or whatever. So, and the thing with the thyroid is it's your fire center. It tells your body, it gives your body energy to act. It's like a little fireplace in your throat. And if you have Hashimoto's, you're basically destroying your own ability to do anything. So it's a very, very interesting issue. And I'm really excited about trying this out. Now, I haven't directly been doing anything for my thyroid because it hasn't shown up, but I've been doing all these other things.
Well, that's why.
So that's where I come in the essence of time here. Perfect segue. So you guys are doing the Healy, and your relationship is coming back. You said I love you, and Sophia, I'm sure it was more than 2 times in the entire lifetime. I'm more than sure of that. But it coming from Sophia, she would want to hear that more. Just like what I'm going through. Like this device is getting me closer to my father. When I came home, I'm spending time with him. I'm trying to heal him. I'm forgiving. See, it's on the other side. You're working on the Healy and working on things that are tension with Sophia. You're working on that, right? My father doesn't have the capability, he's all there, but he's in this home, he's in this depression, he's drugged up to half to death. And so it's pretty cool, Sophie, isn't it? I said, I'm going to come home and have a story with my father. I said months ago with this Healy, there's going to be a great story. And look what happened. You have a story with your mom. Your mom worked with the Healy on her issues with your relationship. I'm working on the Healy with my issues. I'm doing kind of what your mom's, not the exact program. Everything's different for everyone, right? I'm running Bach flowers. You started running that with me. I run my aura reading. I send frequency. I'm sending frequency to my dad right now. I was there earlier, but I'm sending him the creative homeopathy and the psyche, because that's a big part of stuff, right? great stories with that. So see, your mom worked on her end, which is getting your relationship together, and I'm working on my end with polishing up my relationship with my dad, and I'm treating him and I'm curing him. I was with him today. Isn't this amazing how God works? Isn't this amazing, Sophia, that we're like the partners in healing here, and you got your mom working on her and it's coming together, and I'm working on my end. It's like a mirror image of what's going on, and we didn't coordinate this. This is how, I mean, of course it's God. Only God can do this, right? So now we segue perfectly into a physical thing that you didn't really know about with your mom for a decade, and she's about to embark. And the next testimonial, right? Because we have the beautiful family thing coming together. She said, I love you. This is amazing what's going on, people. We long, a lot of us long our entire life to be loved and to hear our parents really with their heart and soul tell us that they love us, right?
Well, I
I mean,
honestly,
you know, in you know,
yeah.
a lot of that is not like me. I'll speak for me. I don't know about your whole life, but I know my parents loved me and my mom, but I had a lot of tension with my dad. I didn't have a great childhood with my dad, and this device guided me back home, and
It,
it's guiding me to bring my family together. And now we're watching a nice dynamic of really polishing up and really bringing things to a level that they can and they should be. And this is a big dilemma on the planet. Stuff that what was spoken about today with Anna and between you. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't have the statistics, but just knowing what's going on in this world right now, I would say at least 80%. I will probably, I'm being gracious. At least 80% of people are experiencing and suffering tension in a family
I would say
dynamic.
100%.
But probably, yeah, probably 100. I was just being generous. 80's already
Yeah.
frightening, but it probably is 100. You're probably right. So this device, you can see just from today, just from the people that started bringing you this and doing this show, we have a mirror image of families coming together and healing. And so now the next, I mean, thank you, Anna, and for that. That this is amazing. And so the next time we speak with you, hopefully sooner than later, a week or 2 weeks, I know that we're going to hear the physical change that was made with what you just touched on today. And I think, I mean, I think that's a great segue and an ending today for the next
Yeah.
thing that I want to speak about with Sophia. So thank you for that, and you're definitely going to be back on. And thank you for being brave and bold and coming on here, because this is also a good example of what we need to do. We need to communicate. We need to be brave, and we need to speak to people truth and from the heart. And this I didn't know what was going to happen today. So don't get nervous, everyone. We're not doing the live aura reading, but on Tuesday, just 2 days ago, we did a breathtaking aura reading, and I have the link right in the description box. So the very next thing that you're going to do when you leave here, if you came today to watch the aura reading and watch how this thing works and see how it works, it's right there for you. The link is right underneath in the description box, the Rumble link and the YouTube link. You can even tune out now right now because you've heard beautiful things, and you can come back here and you can go watch what this thing does live with an aura reading that helps with a lot of the things that were spoken about today. You don't have to wait your whole life. You don't have to wait another year. You don't have to wait another 10 years. You don't have to wait another 10 minutes when you have this thing. You do an aura reading and you know what's going on about these things that were spoken about today, and you kick them right in the ass and you take care of them, and you bond and you bring your family back together and you bring yourself back up here. Because if you don't get it together up here, you can't get the rest of it together. Is that clear for everyone? When it's not together up here, and sometimes you think it's together up here and it's not, because this thing reads things way down deep in the subconscious that you cannot know about. I don't care how cool you think you are, and you were very intelligent. You cannot know what is buried in sludge in your
You
subconscious.
cannot
You
know what you don't know.
exactly. So you saw proven with the co-host of this show, of us bringing this to you, what is happening within her family. And I'm going to show you more what I'm bringing you within my family. My sister is not suffering with asthma symptoms any longer after decades. She just had a relapse. This is how truthful and honest we are, folks. She went away for the weekend with a bunch of people with way up in I don't know where the hell, Pocono, I don't know where they go, I forget, Grand Gorge or something, and there was fire, you know, and people with asthmatic, fire and fireplaces are problematic. They had pets. She got subjected to all of this anxiety and stuff, and I believe that she got herself bent out of shape before she got there. I do.
Yeah.
But
In
so she had,
anticipation, right? Yeah.
because you're going back to what I used to suffer, right? It's almost 3 weeks that she was symptom free. And when I came, I was away for a few days, and when I came back, she's like, I had to use my inhaler. We went away. So we're being honest here, but she's back home and she's good again. She started running the Healy and she's good again, right?
Yeah.
So this is what's going on. We can't know what we don't know, right? And so I'm bringing you my father's story. He is, next week he will be off the 5th medication. They were what do they call them, weaning him off the pain medication. He's down to like once a day now starting tomorrow, and then they're taking it off. So I was able to remove him from 5 medications. That's with me getting involved and learning a little bit about the corruption. And I took a picture of my father. I'm saving this stuff. When I first got there, I took a picture of my father. White is this Mag Healy, drawn, drugged up. I know what's going on today. Perky, I got a picture of him. I made him take his sunglasses off. I made him sit in the sun and let the sun go through his retina and cornea. That's how it's supposed to come in. The sunglasses are from the devil. That the sunglasses are to prevent you getting your vitamin D, right? So we're doing all of these things. I have him drinking water. I'm taking him off of drugs. I'm treating him with the Healy. I'm changing his life. So we're watching different variations, and this hits home. This isn't many crazy stories from all over the place. We have the people right here to talk to you. Next time we're going to have Ginger. But if you want to see the aura reading of how breathtaking this thing is, of how it tells you about your life and what you're carrying in your subconscious and the baggage that your ancestors that are no longer here, that are deceased, what they left you with, go watch the show right now, because we're getting out of here in a few minutes. I actually want to close out with that, and I want people to go watch the aura reading, because we had a breathtaking show last week, 2 days ago, with that aura reading, and you can watch the aura reading and you can see how it works and you can see what's going to happen. You can see that. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
Sophia, you wanna close us out here?
The whole show, or
yeah, I mean, anything you want to close out with. I think I would rather people take this extra little time. I would rather them go right when this video is finished and go right to the to the aura reading. The link is right under there. Watch the show.
Totally. I'm fine. I'm a little fried emotionally right now. And I can't wait to bring my mom back on and see what came back as a result, because this is like, these are doctor numbers that come back, and then we'll really see what it is. But I'm not even worried, because I know this is what I'm seeing is already a result, and feeling. And so this is just a question of time until she does go off her medication. But her feeling is she's starting to connect to her emotions. And so I think this is also, she's feeling what the medication is doing, which is now it's it's almost like when you eat too much sugar, your system is working fine, then you eat too much sugar and then you go through the roof. That's kind of what she's feeling. There's a reason for that. So I'm curious to see what the results are, and we'll share that as soon as we have them, right?
No, we will. And you know what? I would love for you to cue up that the video we played. About, we didn't speak so much about the device. So even within this video, because people are coming in, we're getting a lot of views on these videos, not live, but within a few days, there's a couple of thousand views, easy, like by tonight though. So if you don't mind queuing up that, that video with talking about Tesla and what the Healy is doing, and I'll tell you to cue in a minute. Yeah, if you cue that up, and then we'll close out. But what I wanted to say just today, just if you're tuning in, we had Sophia's mom come on, and what's happening with if you're coming in late, you'll watch this video, what's happening within your family, Sophia. And I was there. I saw that dynamic, and you called me like it's about 2 weeks ago with that house on fire thing that was going on with your mom, and it's beautiful to see. And then I've got my story that I'm building with my dad. I'm getting it. I was able to remove about 5 medications, okay, and he's looking better. and I'm chronicling. I took a little video today. I'll probably put a little, a little 5-minute video from when I got back to New York and when he's going to be walking again and off of all of his medications. He's going to be 88 May 22nd. So these are real things that are happening, and they're happening because of this device. The aura reading, this thing scans you. You can see all the beautiful things. Why don't you throw that video on, and then we'll close this out and we'll go watch the aura reading, which is right underneath. Yeah, go for it.
So here's the question that we get the same response to all the time. Would you want to have your own medical device at home that you could scan your body and identify different deficiencies that you may be suffering from and actually provide you with relief and support? Oh, you may say, of course, everybody would. And that's the answer that we get. This little device called the Healy is the most remarkable. In fact, I believe it's the biggest paradigm shift we'll ever see in our lifetime. Now, I was hearing all these testimonies about how this relieves pain, but what happened at the time, I had this little device and I had the worst tooth pain I've ever had in my life. I tried taking all kinds of painkillers, nothing would work. So I decided to run this little device, and ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, in less than 30 minutes, my pain was completely gone. You see, guys, this is what got my attention. The fact that Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the United States Food and Drug Administration for the relief of acute, chronic, and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. I've never seen a disclaimer like this before. In fact, Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized frequencies to help balance your mind and body and relieve stress. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but when I found out that this device has over 300,000 frequencies and can help support the body in so many areas, think about it this way. There's frequencies to help you to relax, frequencies to give you energy, frequencies to help take away pain. How about people that have trouble with sleeping, stress, exhaustion? Guys, this was something that literally blew me away. And there was even more frequencies. Frequencies dealing with weight management, circulation. In fact, those of you that work out, there's even frequencies that help with the muscle regeneration. Frequencies, ladies and gentlemen, that even help with your eyes, your hormones, your intestines, your nerves. Frequencies that help with your immune system, even the menstrual cycle. Frequencies, guys, that help with bacteria, tonsils, liver, toxins, prostate, lungs. I mean, the list was so long, and I was so impressed as I kept looking at frequencies for the heart. And ladies, how about frequency to even help with hair growth and nails? Frequencies on anti-aging, supporting wounds, and so much more. Over 300,000 frequencies, even helping with the brain. So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, what are microcurrents and frequency therapy? Why haven't I ever heard of this before? Well, ladies and gentlemen, frequencies are nothing new. In fact, well over 100 years ago, Nikola Tesla made a profound statement. He said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, he was a very brilliant man when it came to frequencies, but his work was not designed for profit. And so it made his funding literally dry up and stop. But ladies and gentlemen, had this not been the case, we'd have already been living in a very different world years ago. In fact, everything in life has a frequency. Your bodies have frequencies. Your cells have frequencies. Einstein knew this when he published 3 articles back in 1905 that literally dealt with quantum physics, and this was based on the theories of Nikola Tesla. Now, what Einstein said is that the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Beginning in the 1900s, doctors and engineers started working together, and they found that certain frequencies could actually reduce pain, that it could reduce even scar tissue. Then in 1934, when Dr. Rife invented the Rife machine, he knew that everything vibrates on its own natural frequency. He believed that if he could discover the frequencies of disease-causing microorganisms, he could destroy them with the same vibrational frequency in much as the same way an opera singer matches the frequency of a wine glass with their voice and shatters them. He even made the statement that he documented that he had literally cured patients with cancer. Well, we know you cannot make medical claims like that. Of course, the powers to be, they got involved. The Rife machine was taken and destroyed. All of the evidence that he had was totally taken away. And when it came to frequency technology, everything went dark until the 1980s, 1990s, when German scientists and physicians started working together, getting some amazing results dealing with microcurrents and frequencies. In fact, they can actually take computers and measure how the body cells were responding to the frequency. Now, the most advanced machine that came out was a time waver machine. In fact, these machines were sold to doctors and physicians from anywhere between $12,000 and $40,000. Now, the therapists were using these devices, and they were using them with their patients and getting remarkable results. Now, while these doctors and physicians and therapists were getting great results, they weren't simply reaching enough people fast enough. So Marcus Schmieke, the owner of Time Waver, took the technology that was in the big Time Waver device and condensed it down into a small wearable health technology. This device is called the Healy, and you can see how small it is in comparison to your cell phone. In fact, your cell phone, your smartphone, actually controls the Healy. Now, he did this, of course, because he wanted this technology to be in the homes of over 100 million families. And just to give you a little insight on how microcurrents work, you can go do research on Bjorn Nordstrom. He was a gentleman that was actually a part of the committee of the Nobel Peace Prize. This is his chart where he realized that our cells have a voltage, and a healthy cell's voltage, much like a young child. That's the reason why when a child falls, his skin repairs itself very quickly, or if he has breaks a bone, he repairs very quickly, because the cell voltage is at its optimal capability. But ladies and gentlemen, as we start to age, as we start to take in different toxins and radiations, the cell voltage starts to go down. And as that happens, you see aches and pains sets in, inflammation sets in, cell division, and eventually cell death. We know that unhealthy cells will make unhealthy organs, just like we know healthy cells will make healthy organs. So because of this, this technology, ladies and gentlemen, is designed to use the microcurrents to raise the ATP production of up to 500%. It also increases protein synthesis for the cell, as well as it increases the amino acid transport up to 40%. Now, here's what's so amazing about this little device. It is the quantum sensor. Now, this quantum sensor is simply amazing. It's actually able to sense what frequency your cells need to respond to the most, give them the right amount of frequency that they need before it moves along and scans more cells to see what frequencies they need. That's why this patented technology is absolutely phenomenal, giving our body the exact right amount of frequencies that we need to be able to best support the body and its functions. They have a complete medical advisory board. One of their doctors is Dr. Carolyn McMakin. You will see a lot of videos and testimonies on the amazing results that she's having using frequency therapy. In fact, she's one of the prominent doctors that work with a lot of the NFL players when they have injuries, and to get record time recovery. It is absolutely just powerful when you do your research. Now, you're probably saying, man, I'd love to talk to some of these doctors. Well, you can. They have a special app that if you purchase the app, ladies and gentlemen, you can now have the database of a lot of different problems or something that you may have. You simply type it in, and then it gives you the response back of the different frequencies that will be great for you to run that would help support your body in those areas. Can you imagine having at your disposal a network of up to 2,500 doctors and practitioners? Now that's great, but what I'm about to share with you is another huge paradigm shift. You know how we're always taking our vitamins, pills, or maybe we take liquid nutrition? Well, what if, ladies and gentlemen, this technology, the same technology that we're using, was actually able to deliver your nutrition to you digitally? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The next paradigm shift is here. You see, they have something called the Healy Watch that monitors the different things that are going on in your body. But the watch is so sophisticated that while you're eating a meal, it can even detect the amount of vitamin D or vitamin E that you did not get out of that meal. And then turn around and digitally put that same vitamin or nutritional substance into your system digitally. Would that be phenomenal? That's exactly what we have here. It's the next level digital nutrition. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard what I said. This is the next level. Think about nutritional mixtures for hair, for your brain, for your skin, for your nails, for anti-aging, minerals. How about with weight management, the best weight loss program, ladies and gentlemen, you could ever be on? How about more digital nutritions that they have for menstruation, for toxins in the body, for sports, nutrition for men, for women, for sleep, for ears, for nails, for head, for heart. You guys are looking at pages and pages. How about vitamin A, vitamin B4, zinc, iron? Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that the next generation is here, it is here. You are looking at it in front of you, and it truly is powerful. Can you imagine having unlimited nutrition for the entire family per month? People who know about this device is creating record sales. In fact, in the United States, over $3.9 million worth was sold in just the very first few days of opening in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, get back in touch with the person that invited you to watch this video to hear some amazing testimonies and how you can learn more about this amazing breakthrough technology and the fastest way that you can not only get your questions answered, but get your hands on your own personal wearable health technology, the Healy.
Woo! You know, that reminded me, Sophia. I just opened up my digital mixtures, and I'm going to. I didn't eat too good today, so I'm going to start my vitamin B uh, frequency injection of vitamins right now. It just reminded me. Anyway, that's
I was
really
just
cool.
thinking, look at this, the side effect basically of Healy's anti-aging.
So I'm zapping that up right now. Boop, boop, queuing that up. All right. Get me some vitamins. All right, we'll take care of that. Well, this was a great show. I'm so glad we could have your mom on. For those that wanted to see the aura reading, as soon as we're finished, you can go right underneath the video in the description. It says watch the aura reading on Rumble or YouTube. The link is right there. I suggest you go watch that. It was an amazing aura reading. You could watch this device in action. I don't want to make like we're trying to hide anything. I don't mind telling anybody what's going on so you don't waste any of your time. That email right there, Sophia and myself and one of our admins gets those emails. So you'll be hearing from Sophia directly or me. And I get on the phone with people. So does Sophia. We help guide you through this process of the Healy. I don't mind telling you, there's 5 Healys. The lowest model is the gold model. It has those mental programs on there to at least start you to get to release. Is the stimulation program on there, Sophia,
Yes,
on the
well,
pink
the
one?
3 most important Healy program groups are on there.
The 3 most important one, and I don't mind telling you, the device starts, depending on what state you're in with tax, the device starts at $500. There's 5 units. They get more expensive with the
And you
more program groups I'm on there. They're going to be more money, but you can upgrade. It's the same device. So I don't want to, like, we're not hiding anything. We're not hiding anything. It's going to cost you $500 to get a Healy and change your life. They have financing right within the Healy website. I didn't even know that. We helped someone that was like, I can't do it. I'm like, do you have decent credit? We found out about the I think it's called Klarma, right in the checkout. You apply right there to the Healy, and they got approved. And I mean, it's whatever it is monthly, you know. So
you're not you when you purchase the Healy, whichever edition you choose, you're really purchasing it once. You have it for life, including all updates, complete support. You have a back office from Healy with the Healy Academy. It's remarkable, all for free. Just when you get the device, you get all of the programs for life, including all updates. And that's really comforting to know this is in your possession and you can use it anytime. All you need to do is be able to charge the battery. That's all. And it's so long lasting.
right. And
Yeah.
as life goes on, you have it for a little while. We have people that bought this thing, and then a week later, we have a beautiful Telegram community. I suggest, people, that's the Telegram group right there that'll get you started. We have a beautiful community of about 40 people now that own this device, that are online in and out throughout the day. They're answering questions. If you find that you do a scan, and then you find that you have a program group that's not on your original Healy, the group start at like $9. So I think the most expensive one, I think, is like $35 for the month. So you might find that you have a problem that you want to treat, and then you don't have to go, you don't have to do this big upgrade in the Heelys. You can do either $9 or 30, depending on the group. It's so much, but that's our Telegram group. And this email, we're happy to answer any questions. Sophia and I get to you personally. Like, I spend half the day on the phone. I know you do, Sophia, when you're not working on your other company. Speaking with people, guiding you through this process, helping you to get this product in your hand in the least expensive way. This isn't about selling a product and making money. It's not why I got involved with this. It's to guide you the best way to get this into your hands so you can change your life. It's that simple. It's that simple. So you have the data. If you have questions, there we are. We get that. We get those emails, and we're happy to speak with you. Okay. Now, you wanted to see how an aura reading works. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we say goodbye and go right under this video. And the YouTube and the Rumble link is from 2 days ago, where Sophia shows you how this thing will do a breathtaking scan of your entire body, your subconscious, what's there now. It's your ancestral stuff. You will watch it live. Well, you won't watch it live. It's recorded now, but we did it live 2 days ago, and that video is right under here. Thank you, Sophia. Closing thoughts for you.
No. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
That's it. Get outside, ground. I'm sitting outside barefoot, and I'm enjoying the weather. And take care of you. Be good to yourself, everyone. We will see you soon.